Modern art. Being a retard with a meaning? In this video I will talk about my thoughts and ideas about it. So before I start this video I want to do a little disclaimer again, because in this video you will not be able to find any new or unknown facts or answers. There will be thoughts of me about the subject at hand. None of these thoughts are meant to harm or insult anyone, they are just random thoughts. So as usual I want to look at the definition of art before we start talking about it. Art is a diverse range of human activities in creating visual, auditory or performing artifacts, expressing the author's imaginative or technical skill intended to be appreciated for their beauty or emotional power. In their most general form, these activities include the production of works of art, the criticism of art, the study of the history of art, and the aesthetics dissemination of art. This definition is just a way of making it as broad as possible. I mean, art is a lucrative business, but it seems like we've forgotten what art is all about. The name art in Older Latin can be roughly translated to skill or craft, as associated with words such as artisan. Some paintings, in my opinion, fall directly under that category. Just take a look at the Sistine Chapel, or the Mona Lisa, or even the Last Supper or the Night Watch. These paintings all took tremendous amount of effort and skill. I can even get into paintings like The Persistence of Memory by Salvador Dali. I mean, at least it's something recognizable. But why are painters like Vincent van Gogh famous? I mean, in my honest opinion, he's just not that good. Just take a look at Starry Night by him. I mean, it leaves so much room for interpretation. That blue in the back, is that a mountain or is it water? And what about the twisty shit between the houses? Are those like plants or is it an avalanche or what? I mean, I think I could paint this, but this one is definitely not the worst. Now let's move on to the next one. This is Picasso. Now take a look at these fine pieces of art here, because this is very important. I think this man has a very talented grandkid. But somewhere while he was recreating these things into paintings, he must have stepped on the original. This must be exactly what people look like when you are ODing. This, in my opinion, is not art. You don't need skill, it doesn't take effort. It's just a bad trip, really. And I know I will be insulting people who will say I just don't understand art, and well, yeah, that's true, I really don't. But it can still get fucking worse. Let's take a look at Mondrian. Squares and fucking rectangles. That is really the only thing he painted. One of his paintings, I guess, called Composition Number 3 with red, blue, yellow and black, has sold for $50 freaking million. Even though he is not cashing in, it's still a lot of money for just painting and coloring in squares. And it's actually called art. Like, what the fuck? Now I found a funny little comparison online and I really want to show you this. Alright, so we have two paintings here and one is painted by a freaking elephant. This shouldn't really be hard, should it? And yes, indeed, it was the one on the left, the one that made actual fucking sense. The elephant is called Boon Mi and he painted the flower. And the other thing is called number 12. I guess he counted the amount of times he had to sneeze while snorting paint to get this thing. To clarify, number 12 is by Jackson Pollock and it's worth 7.4 million pounds. That's the same as 9.1 million euros or 10.4 million US dollars. Now there are many other forms of art next to painting, but one of these is artistic expression. I have absolutely no examples which I myself would classify as art. So if you want an example, there was a guy in Paris, France, 2014. He was dancing on the streets in a weird outfit, which the media called outlandish, with of course the detail that he was dancing on platform shoes. Oh yeah, and before I forget to mention, he had a rooster tied to his, well, rooster. This guy was arrested for exhibitionism, and he actually fought the case in court. He thought he was incorrectly halted and he thought that the police would understand if he could finish his artistic thing. Let's hope he can finish his artistic project in a straitjacket, obviously without the rooster. I still have a nice little example for the performing arts. If you're an actual actor, you can say you're doing a performance art. The art of conveying a feeling through a character you play is an actual skill. But there is that point where you just go, well, too far. You will now see a link to a video from Leafy is Here, in which he reviews, well, he actually roasts a video of this so-called art. I will not put a clip of this video in my video because my video will get age restricted. Essentially, this girl is trying to open a can of tomato sauce, which takes about 3 or 4 minutes. After that, she smears it on her shirt. Well, yelling out random letters, then takes a pair of scissors and cuts the crotch out of her pants, and then puts like a handful of sauce in a spot only women can put sauce. This was all done in front of a class, and at the end of the performance, she walks out of class and gets an actual standing ovation. At some point you are just crossing over and you're just saying fuck art. This is just about the shock factor. But if it shocks people, is it then art? I mean, a fucking train wreck shocks people. Is that art now? So in short, I think the people who are making this so-called art nowadays are just a little bit too high to function and should actually be locked up in a mental asylum. And to the people who like to say I just don't get it, you don't get it. And if you do, please stop using drugs, it's not good for you. So I'm gonna stop the video here before the mobs collect their overpriced pitchforks with Furby tips, because art, and I will start running. Don't forget to drop a like down below and I will speak my mind later. Ciao.